With just over 2 weeks to go before the transition period comes to an end, MEPs have expressed concern that should a post-Brexit trade deal be reached, there'll be little time for scrutiny of it from the European Parliament. Members fear they could be asked to rubber stamp a deal at the last minute in order to avoid the chaos of a no-deal scenario on the 1st of January. Well, let's find out more and go to Brussels to speak to our correspondent who's there for us, Shona Murray. Shona, morning to you. Just explain to us then the procedure. Let's imagine that there is a deal today. What is the ratification process that it has to go through, and can it actually be done in the time frame that's left?
Well, it looks like it won't, actually, speaking to MEPs yesterday, and that's really the problem at the moment. Even if a deal was done today or tomorrow, which is unlikely in itself, it won't give the Parliament enough time to scrutinise and then to ratify for the deal to be in place for the 1st of January. Now, there was a thought process over the past few weeks that if this happened, that you could have a provisional application of the deal. So the deal would come into force on the 1st of January once the Member States had agreed it, and then the Parliament could negotiate or at least discuss it, debate it and ratify it sometime after. But unsurprisingly, the Parliament has rejected that, saying it obviously undermines the Parliament to be given a fait accompli of an agreement, that it's sort of pointless trying to ratify it then. So we're in this situation where you'd have to have a no-deal scenario for a few weeks in early January until the Parliament ratified it, which, as you said there at the top, would cause quite a bit of chaos. So the discussion point at the moment is whether you can legally say that there's some sort of extension of the UK's access to the single market and the customs union. Now, legally speaking, in Brussels, they say that's impossible. So we're at a bit of a quagmire at the moment, and we'll probably have to find out in the next few hours or days whether it's possible, but it also depends on whether there's going to be a deal in the first place. So this was inevitable, even though the UK had said a deal could be done within 1 year, despite the pandemic. As we know, these things are very technical, they're complicated, and inevitably we're into this situation where the Parliament is at a point where it may not be able to ratify this really consequential deal. Rosie?
Shona, thank you very much. Our correspondent there in Brussels.